The question is Priceline's terms and conditions a valid contract? I would say Priceline is abiding by the law, but I do have concerns with the general limitation of liability clause. In quotes, to the extent permitted by law, in no event shall Priceline be liable to any person or entity for any damages when it comes to unauthorized access and the tampering to personal information. This policy is basically saying if their website is unsafe, they are not liable for damages a user may experience. They are not saying it is unsafe. They are not saying they are being unlawful. They are saying that if anything happens, they are not liable. This is one thing that would make a user be more cautious when using Priceline, because not only will your personal information be compromised, but they are already letting users know that there could be a hard time suing them if a claim was made in that regard. If you want to secure your information and do not agree with third parties contacting you, you should just use the actual website for the company featured on Priceline instead of trying to find deals from multiple vendors. Furthermore, they even state that users who access links to other companies found on their site are not protected by them. In quotes, if you choose to access any third-party site, you do so at your own risk. This is a clear sign that it would be hard to find them liable for anything unlawful. Are visitors bound to this agreement, or can they just click I agree? Considering the fact that in the terms and conditions agreement, it states that anyone accessing any area of this site, users or you, agree to be legally bound without limitation to abide by these terms and conditions. The interpretation of that statement makes me believe that visitors are bound to the terms and conditions they are provided as soon as they view the website and before they can even click I agree anywhere. If you have a dispute with Priceline, you can try to sue them, but in their terms and conditions, they ask that a plaintiff give them the chance to resolve the issue before making a claim. Their reasons for this are simple. They want to maintain a good reputation with the user. From what I read, Priceline is committed to customer satisfaction and want the opportunity to satisfy the problem before taking it to the court. If there's an issue, the claim has to be brought to Priceline's attention within 2 years of the incident being discussed. After 60 days from the date Priceline and the user realize they cannot resolve the issue, then the matter can be brought to court. This policy, in my opinion, shows how important it is for Priceline to satisfy the needs of the customer before the matter is publicized. Another key element to acknowledge, if the website visitor wants to use small claims court or an arbitrator, they cannot pursue a class action case. With that being said, they have the right to think this way, because they were sued and lost a judgment in 2017 when Judge Chatney held that plaintiff had adequately stated a claim for relief because it is plausible that a reasonable consumer would interpret the contract language to include a promise not to add hidden surcharges. A class action suit took place awarding Spirit airline users settlements for purchasing the best price with Priceline, but not acknowledging the surcharges that existed. What changes would I recommend? As stated previously, I do not recommend users who are sensitive about their personal information to visit this website. So that leads me to want to change the provision behind security. Personal information is important. I would not change the function of the website, but I would add advice for securing a user's personal information. For example, according to lifelock.com, use passcodes for your devices because it will prevent others from using the small device you made the purchase from. Create strong and unique passwords for your online accounts because if your device passwords are the same or similar, it makes it much easier for a hacker to find out all of your passwords. Limit social media sharing because you could put your information into the wrong hands, meaning a hacker's hands. Be wary of free Wi-Fi because other people, like professional hackers, could be eavesdropping on your online activity. This would make it easy for users to hack your information. Close unused accounts, because the less personal information you have stored online, the better. Hackers can see an old account with past bank accounts, with past bank statements, which would leave a user open for identity theft. By doing it this way, your users will feel more comfortable about using the website with personal information. This will create the opportunity to keep satisfying the customer. These are my views on the Priceline terms and conditions.